What's up, guys? Eric here from Major League Trading, and coming at you with another free nightly video. It's been a minute since I've done them. Trying to get back in the routine of them, so hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I might be a little rusty. Feel free to give me a like and a comment, though, and a little thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. So, what we're looking at Monday here, we were a pretty light volume day coming into the day. We had about 109,000 contracts traded for the S&Ps here. At basically like 9:15 this morning, which is a far cry from where I would like to really see the volume on the day. So with that being said, I did come into the day with super low expectations. We took one trade, which I can talk about, with one contract, super small size, just because I expected some sort of consolidation / choppy type of day overall. Now, I ended up writing here in the Sunday Stock Talk, this is inside the Discord here, at 8:49 last night, I was talking about, hey, are we going to reverse the reversal? If you look at the weekly chart right now, the S&P Nasdaq look like they want to go higher. And then I kind of put down, a couple little scenarios here. So number one was that we have a runaway week, and that means that above 64.33s, which is the line up here, we would see a nice trend, and we could test 64.02 quarters, which would be this line down here, which we did today, before breaking out, and that would be preferred. Now, here's the problem with where I'm at, is that, yes, we did not break above 64.33s yet, which still stands, and we could get a breakout once we get above that level, but at the same time, we also did come down here, and we got under 64.02 quarters, which was part of scenario number 2, which was we don't get the runaway, and instead we fail to hold a rally. That means that we'll have to try and go higher Monday, Tuesday, and then turn red on the day at a certain point and get sold under 64.02 quarters to get anything going to the downside. So we did essentially both of those two scenarios today. We got the pullback into 64.02 quarters. We obviously couldn't get above 64.33s, but we did kind of poke through the highs from last week here on the S&Ps, and we did kind of do the same thing here in the Nasdaq, and then failed to hold the support levels here, which was 661 in the Nasdaq and that 0275s there, or 02 quarters for the S&Ps. So with that being said, the question is, what do we do from here? Well, the plan still remains to be the same, and that is, as long as we are now under that 64.02 and quarter, we've fulfilled kind of that first piece there, then I am going to be a little less interested in longs, with the exception of one trade, and that one trade will be if we can either A, get a small gap down tomorrow, because one thing we do have coming in here for the rest of the week, starting on Tuesday, i.e. tomorrow, we've got some 8:30 news announcements coming out. We skip a day on Wednesday, and then Thursday we're back to pre-market news announcement days, and then Friday we have a couple more there, and some there at 10 o'clock. So Monday, Wednesday were our no red impact folder days, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we do have stuff coming out. So if we do get a small gap down tomorrow, and we manage to turn that back green, start rallying from there, then I would start to get interested in longs, and then up over 64.33s. I think we have a lot of room to the upside. It'll be an uncharted territory, and we can go much higher from there. Kind of same thing applies to the Nasdaq overall, but the big piece in which I'm watching, and what I posted on my story from last night as well, is just what does this weekly chart do here, right? If we can get up through 64.33s, then I think we have room to run. And if that's going to be the case, right, then we'll also want to see the Nasdaq trying to push up through here and get something going to the upside as well, right? Now, could you argue these charts are extended and we could use a pullback and all of these things? Absolutely could certainly argue that. And you could be right, which would be that scenario number 2 that we were kind of talking about. So with that being said, that's my game plan here for the overall week. That's kind of what I was looking to see if we could get a little bit more information today, which we did. I'm just not a big fan of how that information ultimately ended up kind of playing out here on the lighter volume. So I'm going to wait and be patient into tomorrow, see if we can't get a little bit more volume coming in. and then from there start to get a trend. Now, if we're looking for longs here and we have the strength, one of the names on the board that I like is going to be an Apple here. I really like this chart. This looks like a great little 1, 2, 3 here, up over 229s and some change tomorrow, 230s. Then I think this thing has some room to run and push up towards these 243s to 253s. In addition to that, I also like NVIDIA here. NVIDIA is just kind of basing right at these highs. And if we can kind of break up through this area here, this 183-ish area, then I think NVIDIA stands to have a nice move to the upside as well. On the downside, we had some weak names come through today. Number one being Monday, MNDY. This was a big gap down on earnings here. And you can see it kind of opens up the door for pretty much wide open territory here if this thing wanted to continue to get sold to the downside. Now, does it make it to $100? Probably not, but could we push down and maybe get towards like 140s, 150s in this range? Yeah, I think that's definitely possible here. So we're going to keep an eye on this for some second day earnings and some continuation. And we've got a lot of room on the board for names in which we would be looking for. So there's no shortage of room. At the moment, I think trades are fairly thin. There's not a lot to do at the moment. And we just got to wait for this market to prove itself one way or the other here. So anyways, that's what I've got for the free nightly video. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Looking to do more of those as we go throughout the rest of the markets in 2025 together. So take care. Hope it helps. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.